It's one of the oldest stadiums in the country, but it's still going strong. It has hosted 10 World Series competitions and will play a big role in the 2028 Olympics. In tonight's Look at This, KCAL9's Desmond Shaw takes us to Dodger Stadium.
Well, take a look at this. It's been called a cathedral of baseball in Elysian Park. Of course, this is Dodger Stadium, and we're filming this on a night when they're preparing for some huge concerts this weekend. Did you know that Dodger Stadium is actually the oldest pro baseball park in the world by seating capacity? It can seat 56,000 people. It's also the third oldest MLB stadium behind Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Dodger Stadium has hosted 10 World Series, with the Dodgers winning half of those as they've resided in LA. But you cannot talk about this stadium without acknowledging its very controversial history. According to Vox and the National Museum of American History, up until the early 1950s, this was a thriving Mexican-American community of about 1,800 families, and Los Angeles came in and evicted all those families and acquired their land, paid them very little money through eminent domain, with the original idea of building a huge public housing development. Would have included 24 13-story apartment buildings, more than 150 townhomes. They were told that they could all come back when the public housing was built, but the housing never was built because political winds had suddenly shifted dramatically against public housing. This was in the 1950s, the beginning of the Cold War. It was during the time of the Red Scare. The housing was never built, and so LA decided to woo the Dodgers out of New York and to Los Angeles by deeding them 300 acres of land at a very, very cheap price. And Dodger Stadium ended up becoming one of the only 100% privately financed ballparks of the 20th century. Now, looking to the future, there was a plan for some much-needed mass transit into Dodger Stadium via Union Station by a gondola, but there has been some community opposition by all the folks that live in between. It's unclear if that's ever going to happen. But what will happen is that when the Olympics return to Los Angeles in 2028, the softball and baseball games will be hosted here in Chavez Ravine. As beautiful and picturesque as its history is sordid, it is the home of some of the most loyal sports fans in the world, those of the Los Angeles Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium. Thanks to Nick Potter for telling me to check it out. Taking a look at this from Sky 9, I'm Desmond Shaw.
And if you'd like Desmond to take a look at something interesting in your neighborhood, just write us at lookatthis@cbs.com.